Apparently we're spazzing and having some problems. But welcome back to Tabletop Nerdcast. I'm Mike, and I'm going to be your GM for this evening. And we are playing Age of Rebellion, and we have called this campaign Galactic Youth. So last time on Galactic Youth...
Run, AA, run!
How did she not see him? When did Aaron start wearing dresses?
Beautiful.
Our last session was one of those sessions that even though we thought was going to go into the toilet, it did go to the toilet, but literally and figuratively.
And then we flushed it and came out the other side.
It was the most Star Wars episode we've had.
I think so. It ended up being great. All right.
It was the most Star Wars episode we've
Go
had.
back and check it out. All right, so... the scene has unfolded where Aaron has run for his dear life way down around the corner, and he's fired off a couple blaster shots, putting some civilians, unsettling them, and this is immediately after a stun grenade goes off, taking down some security as well as civilians walking around the corner. So people don't know what to think, but Aaron uses the opportunity and bolts down as fast as he can, down the road, into an alley, and down around the corner. And the security guards are not able to keep up with all the people that are in their faces. And as that's going on, obviously, our friends Hiruthui and Moringa are walking down the other direction after leaving a little present for our civilians and security personnel.
You should really pick those up. People are irresponsible with their pets.
And they've successfully made it away from this particular area, and we're going to kind of fast forward a little bit, and everybody is meeting back up in the alley that was where we had originally placed a security camera facing an indiscriminate door for a company that Aaron was led to try and sell some potential fenced goods. So this is where we're going to pick back up. And I am going to turn this over to you guys because you're meeting back up again for the first time.
Are you?
Are you right, everyone? Oh, somehow, I don't know, some kind of afterburners.
I've never seen you run so fast.
Me neither. Oh,
What the heck was all that? How come they didn't see you, man? What is up? How could you stand in front of that woman and those two guys came up behind you and they did not see you?
I am very sneaky.
No. No.
I don't think a deception check in the world is going to work on that one.
This right here is a BS meter and it's off the charts. What is going on?
I thought we were leaving Tony behind.
Man, what is the problem? Why don't you tell me what you know? What it is it?
I will remind you that they did see you at the beginning floating and these visions and things that you had within the cell.
You remember in our cell months back, I kind of floated a little bit and had some conversations with Antinous.
Yeah.
He told me that some things about the Force, and he said that I could somehow use it. And that's kind of what that crystal was, and I've been kind of exploring that. That's what I've been doing the last
The
8
Force?
months.
I've heard stories about the Force. I mean, we all sort of believe in it, but
To be honest,
is
I
it
don't.
real?
You see, and I hold up my arms, and they're very small and flimsy. And I don't have the strength to run like I just ran.
It's
And you-
unbelievable.
I don't. I can tell you how it works. I don't know, but I can just kind of flip a switch, and people can't see me. And I'll do it to show them. Yeah, I got enough lights at once. I'll do it to show them. I just kind of.
That's almost like when Superman puts on his glasses. No one knows. He becomes Clark Kent.
Who is Superman?
It's a story. So
He ain't Tony Cupcake!
Hey, you told us not to touch it. If you bring it back in, that's on you.
We're all in.
We will fly down that tunnel.
Y'all can fly down that tunnel next second.
So you can make you're invisible?
I think it's more like bending the light. It's more like just kind of fooling the eyes.
But the cameras.
I can't fool cameras. I can't fool droids either, I don't think.
So you just make them not see you.
Yes.
Okay. That's pretty handy. That would be nice to be able to do. And it's because of this force. Can you teach me how to do this?
I could potentially try. I don't know. There's some being outside of our realm that dictates that.
Oh.
Well then.
Ooh, a being, huh?
Cryptic.
Like Q?
Look, another ghost to chase.
like some kind of master.
Let us see, and I'll pull up. I think I can get into the security tapes now. And I'm going to hack into their security
Had a
cameras.
very successful trip to the bathroom.
And I'm going to check to see if they were filming me in the bathroom. Are there cameras in the bathroom?
You don't see anything.
Okay.
It's in the
And
file.
I'll look at this.
It's in
and
the
go,
file titled homework.
No, it's called File 13.
There you are. And they can't see you. Look at that, Dewey.
That's incredible. Incredibly ridiculous.
And you are running very fast in this. You threw a cupcake! You wasted a cupcake! You threw it against the wall? Why did you throw a cupcake against the wall?
I was trying to blind the cameras.
But there are cameras everywhere!
And you missed!
We have 11 cupcakes and we know Tony
No, we don't. We ate a couple of them. And have you got another one? We could run out of. There could be a cupcake shortage.
Look what you've done.
I pulled out a half dozen boxes.
Thank you, sir. I feel better now. Okay.
Have you found anything else in that?
All right.
Oh, yeah.
On my next check to avoid death, I would like to flip all the dark side points to light. That's your upgrade.
Okay. Let me see what else I can find out. And I will start.
All right. So as you start kind of pushing through and you start digging more and more into it, you do come across some core information that it's kind of cryptic, but it still is pointing to, and it's changing from what you can tell, the Black Sun name into basically kind of doing a play on words, which is the bright moon. So it's trying to treat it as something a little bit, or a polar opposite. But you are seeing references to it on a continuous basis, and you're seeing that there are different businesses within the shopping district that really have a lot to do with this tag. And it's listed under multiple just regular, normal businesses. And you can see that there are contracts that are enacted originally in a person's name, and then all of a sudden it shifts over to the bright moon. And then periodically here's another one, and it shifts to the bright moon. And this just continues to happen, and more of the district seems to be getting shifted over to this company or business called the Bright Moon.
It looks as if they're trying to take over this level.
It does.
And in doing so, when you cross-reference and search that Bright Moon name, what you're finding is you did come across a specific address, but there's some additional notes that are written under that particular contract. And those notes are as follows. At any given time, there are 30 security officers patrolling this building. It is a multi-level building. They operate in 3 shifts of 8 hours apiece, with a debrief that is scheduled in between each shift at the rear of the facility. So these are notes that a supervisor would give a potential security guard. Okay?
So basically there's 10 security guards on duty at any one time.
Yes. There are 2 teams outside, and there are 2 teams that sweep the inside, and 1 guard that mans a desk permanently at the front. A security station, obviously.
That's only 9 people.
It
Depends on the size of the team.
depends on the size of the
That's
teams.
fair. Okay. I assumed because they had been 2s up until now. I kind of
Right.
made something.
Yeah.
All right. There are every single door within this facility are secured doors. They are touchpads, and the security personnel's key cards will access any location from the next to top floor down. Okay. It does state that there are cameras in hallways and also in the lobbies, or in the lobby of this particular building. And it does have a listed security code for the back door where the meetings take place.
Woo! Okay.
This seems like enough to take back home.
We need to get into the building and get into their mainframe.
I thought you were in the mainframe.
No. I'm accessing their security. I need to get into the Bright Suns.
You need the deets.
We need the Dark Suns information. I can't hack that from here. I need to get inside and hack it from there. Now, we have access through their security. I want to just I want to start seeing if I can pull up the cameras
You can
inside
just
the building.
very easily.
Okay, I'm going to start watching the hallways, and I'm going to see if I can use any of the security information I have to tell where a lot of information be coming out of any particular room. Now, they don't have cameras inside the rooms, just
They have
in
them
the
in the
hallways.
So as you do,
And
you basically pull up a very limited kind of view plane, and what you can see is that you see these long hallways, and then you see from a camera point of view where it looks like it's going down, you see some doors that are sitting on the side, and then you see one that is pointed towards a door, and then from the other side of the hallway, and you're catching a glimpse of another camera in it, that is pointed back past that camera down a central hallway, and you can see a desk at the very front. And now, this layout is almost identical on all 4 floors that you have access to look at. As you click in and go to the 5th floor, what you're seeing is just a camera that is focused on a turbo lift. That is the only camera that is available.
On the top floor.
On the top floor. Now, digging a little bit deeper and going through some of this, raw footage, you can see on the 2nd floor, in one of those offices that's in the central hallway, you can see in some of these past recording tapes what looks like technicians walking in and out with data pads out of one specific doorway.
Okay. I think I found the door. I'm gonna record some of these this footage.
Okay?
Okay, so that I can splice it back into their cameras.
All right. Now, at risk of showing you guys, my layout and my floor plan and map here, that's the whole thing, is that I will kind of give you some further information here. From where the camera is located against that back door, what you can see is that there is a lift that is located just inside that back door and to the left, and then the long hallway and obviously offices. So given that you have the same kind of camera views for each group, coming where that lift is at on the 2nd floor, if it's in the same position going up, then that door that I'm referring to that you see technicians coming in and out of is in that central hallway, and it's one door up from where you guys would be, or where that lift is.
On the 2nd floor?
On the 2nd floor.
So...
And you're watching this interaction. This is just normal people coming in and out, but you're seeing a lot of tech data pads, and you're seeing what doesn't look like uniforms. It looks like a business, and it looks like a potential computer room to you. That would be your takeaway from what you would know of why people would be walking in and out with that type of equipment.
So we wait till tonight.
Do you see any kind of changing rooms?
Do I?
In the cameras?
What do you see? What do you ask?
I'm,
Okay,
on the
like-
floor plan or the cameras. Like, is there any kind of like armory or changing room or?
Not that you can tell. It's basically monitoring only the access hallways, and
I
that's
see.
it.
So if we can track their routine, I can watch the cameras to see where they are. So if we track the routine, I can watch the cameras to see where they are.
Can you guide me into the right spots?
I can, but I need to get into the computer room.
Can you teach me how to create the back door like you did before?
I
I do not have the intelligence or computers to do that, by the way.
need to be in the computer room.
You could maybe assist me by giving me computer skill.
We go in. We all three go in. We track the routine. We go in the back door. When we know they're not going to be passed, we go up the lift to the second floor. And, we try not to encounter them at all.
Now, I'm going to throw this nugget out there because you haven't told them in character. You have access to control these cameras.
Ooh, there you go.
So, as you're going through this,
You can, like,
make
move them
sure,
and stuff.
yeah.
Right. No, I'm going to put the loops.
Well, you need to make sure that you're communicating that because right now the plan sounds like I can obfuscate myself, let me go in, and you stay back and just tell me what's going on.
That's
Right.
that's what
Because that's limited information that's there.
Right.
No.
No. We go in as a team. Okay.
Ow.
And I will control the cameras to what they see. And you go in. You can disappear if you want, and set yourself up in a hallway, and I will control that camera, so that you can interfere if they're coming down or whatever, or we can all go into the room. Can you make people not see Dewey?
I do not know how to do that yet.
I'm a little sneaky, but I can't do that.
Okay.
If you can fix the cameras, maybe.
So theoretically, we can go in and get out without anybody seeing us, without even worrying about any of that.
Good.
Okay? I can make them see what I wish them to see. We hack in. We have the codes to get to the back door. We get on the lift. We go to the second floor. We watch, when they've gone by. Seems a piece of cake.
Do you have a
It all seems simple.
Can you open the doors from your device?
Yes, I have the codes.
Okay.
And so I should be able to access. I am a key card. Am I assuming that correct?
You know you need a key card, but you have not physically tried to override the system with a key card access manually through a tablet yet, or
Okay.
anything
Just
like
try
that.
it now.
Okay.
Just
I'm
so
gonna
we know whether or not it works.
I'm gonna try it now. I'm gonna try it when someone's trying to. I'm gonna watch to somebody's using a key card. Okay, on a door, and I'm gonna try to access that data pad to see if I can read their key card.
Okay. Now that will be a little bit of a different check because you are. So I will say that let's do a average computers check on that one to see if that will take place. I am going to upgrade this once.
Light side points.
Well, you need a light side point to throw a cupcake at somebody.
I know.
Well worth it,
Listen, you people are questioning my methods,
fellas.
but one of us has not been caught and has not died yet,
All right, I got three successes.
in spite of causing all of the
Okay.
trouble.
Any threats? Any advantages?
Wow.
That all washed? Okay. So you're sitting there, and it's another door. But as the key card goes through, your terminal flashes up with on that terminal a little 6-digit number, and it shows, and it's just for a second, and then all of a sudden the program kind of wipes it back off.
Okay.
But you do see the doorway go from red to green, and person walks to the door and it closes, and the pad goes back to red.
Okay. I'm gonna wait till no one's around. I'm gonna try to input that code into that door.
You see the light turn green.
Okay.
Success.
Oh.
We got it.
I'm gonna try that code on the door we need to get into.
Same thing, light goes green.
Okay. Well, I think we're good.
But there's not a camera inside that room.
Haven't been able to find one.
What about if we use that light side point?
We just got it.
Let's keep it for an emergency. We want at least one.
Just saying, knowing how many technicians sit in that room is it maybe an important detail.
Also, are you wearing a dress still?
I never put one on.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have time.
That's kind of slimming.
Does this dress make me look fat?
No, your ass makes you look fat.
Asking the technicians.
I'm gonna zip through the footage of the door, and I'm gonna try to count and see who goes in and out.
All right. So just to kind of fast forward that process, you kind of going through the footage, and you're just kind of playing in a fast forward, and you never see more than one individual go in and then come back out, and it's usually no more than a couple minutes that they're inside that they come back out.
Okay.
But it's always the same individual that does go in is the same one that comes back out.
Okay, different individuals, but
Right.
when they go in, they come out.
Right.
And I never see.
It's not like one's going in and then a different person's coming out.
Right.
Will we ride?
Here we
What do you
go.
think?
Yeah, I don't trust it, but it's fine.
All right.
We've gotten crazy luck so far.
Now, you're also scanning through a couple of other logs and other things like that, and you also have gotten some information that there is, a speeder pad that does sit on top of this building that is accessible by the turbo lifts, where the fifth floor requires special coding to get in and out of, but you can go from the first floor all the way up to the speeders up
Okay.
top. And generally speaking, there are different, kind of taxis and other things that are stationed up there because this is a place of business, and you constantly see them coming and going.
Okay, so we possibly have two ways out. Okay, I'm going to also access some personnel files to get names of some people.
Okay, I'll let you guys make up random names.
Yes,
That's fine.
captains, lieutenants, just names to throw out in case we need to, come up with
Names,
a story.
badge numbers, yeah, all that stuff. We'll say that that's cool.
Okay.
Super.
I mean, you have unrestricted access to their security system right now.
Let's look at everything.
You come across one person's
I mean-
computer, and there's a lot of porn. You're kind of
Too much
concerned.
for him.
Have you made copies of all of this information?
Yeah, I'm gonna
While we're
upload.
waiting for the nighttime to come around?
There's more than one person should consume.
Now, do I have a way to transmit any of this data to?
I've got an extra data bed.
Okay.
Let's do
You
it.
just toss it all in that.
Okay. Yeah. In fact, can I set
And
up
it's
a
totally
link?
empty. I've got Candy Crush
So-
on it, but it's...
That takes up a
We'll
lot
We'll make
of
room.
data.
The data spike that is meant to copy that information does have its own internal storage to it. So
Okay.
they did tell you that up front at the very beginning when they
Now, is
said,
this all
"Here's
the
your-"
information we're supposed to capture?
It's just plug this in and let this thing arbitrarily copy as much as it can possibly copy.
So we should wait until we get into the technician's room.
The data spike. Yeah.
So copy whatever information you have on that onto my data
Security.
bed,
Yeah.
so that we have that forever. Because eventually they're going to find the back door and close it down.
So, okay.
Yeah.
Any other? We're gonna. I'm just basically gonna spend the day watching their routines. Tracking their routines. Set out a logarithm that will give us warnings and alarms.
Hey,
on
while,
our
while we're
little-
here, the whole point of us getting this intel was to find out why on earth they thought that Tony Cupcake was a danger.
I want the recipe.
I don't think they.
I don't
would
know.
You don't know what they have. Maybe that's why that's a threat, because they've got the recipe.
Would you like to do a
Tony-
data search to see why they think Tony Cupcake is a threat?
Okay. Yes.
All right.
Absolutely.
We will
Nice
add this
point.
back
That's
into
the
it.
whole reason we came here.
Because anywhere he walks with that particular cart, for whatever reason, the security cameras go off. So they lose visual acuity to what is happening in that particular zone. That is it. They don't know what it is. They don't understand what it is. But they do want him run out of their location. They don't have the authority as not being police because he hasn't entered a business in order to be able to go through his personal belongings without having the police called back on the security company. And they don't want that heat.
So it's just an annoyance as
Correct.
opposed to a serious threat.
And they are afraid that their operations of what you've seen, acquiring business after business after business, that could pose a potential threat.
And he makes really good cupcakes too.
I
so-
mean, the Empire can't compare.
No.
Excellent. Okay.
All right.
We found the information we needed. Let's go home.
Now,
Beautiful.
in the future, if
Good job,
you would
guys.
like to continue to chase Tony Cupcakes, you can chase Tony
Oh,
Cupcakes.
we're going to chase
I
them.
know
We're
we're
going.
A15. A15.
All right.
Okay.
We're going to go there. He's going to be gone. We missed our chance.
I know.
No.
Someone will have killed him. You know?
He's relocated up to your parents' level.
Then,
He took over your restaurant.
then it becomes a hunt for the killer
God.
of Tony Cupcakes.
All right.
So many spin-offs.
And
So
we find out he's
day
a
is-
high-level
the
bounty
day is
hunter.
the day has progressed, and kind of you come up with some information. Whereas you're going through and you're doing your algorithm and taking a look. Again, you notice that every hour, or that they're meeting back. Every shift they're meeting back at that back door, and they're having a conversation. But the patrols are leaving certain zones uncovered for no more than a minute at a time. Okay, so the back door is accessible for a minute. Maybe that's all you got is a minute, but
8 seconds is all we
my
need.
water.
the back door is open for a minute. The patrols are going around the sides of the buildings for a minute. They're in the front patrolling for a minute. You see on the floor cameras that about every minute you can see somebody coming up and down the hallways. Just kind of quickly taking a glance, and that's it.
Okay.
They're not stopping or going into rooms at any point in time, but what you are seeing is that they're coming to where the intersections of the long hallways are, and they're stopping for a second, taking a look, and then they're continuing on a patrol path.
Now, I don't suppose there's any way that I can change some information in their computer so they no longer have visual facial recognition on our friend here, Aaron, do we?
You could try.
I'm
Could that-
indistinguishable, baby.
But not to a camera, necessarily. Not to a computer. If they have a facial
Possibly.
recognition
That's
warning.
probably true.
Do I
watched Captain If You
think that
Can,
that
so-
could compromise my back door?
Oh, yeah, it can.
Well, anything could compromise your back door. I mean, the reality is that
How difficult to
a
judge?
really big person could compromise your back door. A very astute individual that knows where to find the back door could look for and locate and shut down the back door. They could plug it up real quick. All right, are we done?
Yes. So, how difficult do I think...
You wanted 20 minutes of dick jokes? Here's your 20 minutes of dick jokes.
I think we broke him.
All right.
So, how
We are no longer family friendly.
That's in
So how difficult do I think it's going to be?
Gosh, anything can compromise your back door.
How difficult do you think the back door is?
No, how difficult will it?
Depends on who it is. At the end
All
of the day.
How difficult do you think it is in order to be able to do what?
To
Erase
change-
okay. So in your mindset, it would take a significant portion of time to be able to locate where all the files are or any backups are, and purge those or potentially replace them so they don't think that data has been wiped.
Okay.
So you're thinking that would be something that could be accomplished, but it is going to take some time.
Okay. All right. Well, we're just going to have to. I'll just have to jack with the cameras that, so they.
Yeah.
Okay then.
All
So we are fast forwarding to later that evening, and you guys have kind of been in and out of the area, not just hanging out in just the alleyway there.
We're going to buy him a hat that, since they're up high,
I'm not a creeper. Yeah, got it.
and put an address.
Of course.
Oh, man.
I first started learning about this power when I wanted to study women in the shower.
I do already have a hat on.
Oh, do you?
So I just take the hat.
Okay. All right. So we're fast forwarding to
Roll
that
that.
evening.
Okay. All right. Some sunglasses.
So we're breaking in now, yeah?
Yep.
Let's do it.
So we're going to move, and I'm going to set basically a pathway, and I'm going to take the cameras and put loops on some of the cameras
Okay.
that I know we're going to be traveling down. to get to where the back door is.
All right. So I am going to say this. I can't make it 100% chance. Okay? So I am going to roll a percentile dice. Now, you guys have the times, you have the efforts, you know when the patrols are supposed to be there. You're kind of looking at your data pad, and you got one window that shows the loop, one window that shows the live feed. As you guys enter the facility, I am going to have to roll at random times to see if there is a chance that for whatever reason, there is a deviation from the plan. So what I will say is 95 percentile that they do not deviate at all. So if I roll above a 90, if I roll a 96 or higher, we could potentially have somebody that's deviated from this plan. Okay? I'm not going to leave it to a force die. I'm going to leave it to a percentile die.
Okay.
All right?
The gods.
So, what are you guys doing now? I mean,
we're waiting until the group passes that we are waiting to
We're going to
expect
fast
to pass?
forward and
We're
say
gonna-
that has already happened.
We are effectively compromising the back door.
Okay, you are compromising the back door. You are brutalizing the back door.
We made our way through.
No, we're going. We're going in
We're going
nice.
easy first.
You're going in gentle?
Nice,
Nice.
quiet, and easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice, quiet, and easy. Just kind of sliding in there.
We want to
We
be.
don't want them to even know we were there.
All right, we have run that pun into the ground.
No,
All right.
we have not.
No.
All right,
It'll never
so the door slides wide open,
Almost like it's wanting us to come in.
and you're
Oh, they're
noticing on your
first
data pad nothing's out of the ordinary. You can account for both of the foot patrols that are there and the patrols that are on the outside of the building, and you guys kind of quickly sneak in. And you're standing there at that back door, and you close it behind you, I assume.
And we head
Right.
to the lift.
All right, so that lift is immediately over onto your left. It just has a little doorway, almost like it's an open, kind of office that's got wide open glass on both sides, and you head over to the lift.
Okay, I open the door and I make sure that when I open the door, I don't allow the system to see that we've opened the door.
Okay, so you open up that door and you guys climb in. You've got control of all the applications there. The only time I'm going to make you roll is if there's really a chance where there's anything that could be contested, right? So as you guys go up to the second floor, absolutely, you still see on the second floor they have gone from where they would be at on the corners and started to walk down towards the front of the building, and the lift opens and you're sitting there and you can see that center hallway and you can see a door down the way, the one that you
And I can
recognize.
see that they are out of view.
Correct.
And that we probably have how much time to get into that
You
door?
have about a minute.
Okay, let's move to
Roll.
that room.
All right, is everybody moving to the room?
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
And I do my keypad and I make it look like nothing, the door's not open.
All right. So as you come up to the door and you hit your...
And I'm always taking the cameras and putting a loop on the cameras.
That's fine. I understand. That's why we're going
Okay.
where we're going.
Gotcha.
And that's why we're working through this as simply as we're working through this. So what we will do is now make a random check to see whether or not there is a technician that happened to be in there during that time frame. And there is not. It's close. But there is not.
Okay. So we go into the room. What is in the room?
So as the door opens and as you guys go in, you start seeing just stacks and stacks of these larger terminal panels, and you see data storage devices, and you see just computer equipment galore. What you would expect to be obviously like a mainframe, a data storage area. So, you see a couple of little desks where you would see a technician that would be able to walk in and sit down and run whatever diagnostics that they need to do or fix whatever they would need to fix, and then that's it. It's pretty plain and simple in there.
I know what the Star Wars version of Bitcoin is. They're getting it.
All right. Yes, really. I'm going to find one of the computer terminals that I think looks like might be the most lucrative, and sit down and do my stuff. And I'm going to leave my data pad right there where I can continue to watch it.
Okay.
Is there only one way in and one way out?
Only one way in, one way out.
All right. I'm going to grab the door.
Okay, good idea.
All right, so you go over and you take the data spike and you just plug it into this machine?
Well, first I access to make sure that there's information on there.
Oh, there's definitely information that's
Okay.
on the servers.
Then I'm going to access it. And while we're doing that too, if I can download any currency to You know.
You would like to steal currency.
Well, we'll get the information
Yes.
first.
Yes, you would.
Okay.
And location of any heavy weapons.
So may I remind you, you are in the security footage and information. Now you would have to access their vault information or accounting information. That could potentially be a completely, because what you have is the security company's information.
We'll do this another time.
The data spike is specific to download anything and everything that it can find on whatever server you plug it into.
All right, so we'll just plug that in.
Yeah.
All right.
Including 4 billion credits.
Of course. Yes, absolutely.
It could happen. All right. So as you plug this in, this takes a couple of minutes, and obviously you're monitoring your own data pad to watch where people are walking and anything like that. And if you got a security guy coming by, I'm assuming you're kind of notifying everybody. You know, hey, keep it down, right? Oh, that was so damn close. Oh. Okay.
Computer explodes.
Oh
The
my.
94.
Oh my.
So,
Just saying, AA runs making it out of here.
few minutes pass by, and you know, obviously the data spike is just reading off a percentile number, and it's just clicking up and up and up, and finally it clicks off up to 100%.
We pull it out of the back door.
That's what she said.
Working,
Pull it up on the slot.
working as intended.
All right.
Beautiful.
So you take this, and are you holding on to the data spike?
Yeah.
All right. So, all right. As you do that, you're looking through your data pad, and you're seeing that the security protocols are all there, and you're seeing that the loops are still playing, and you're seeing that the guards are, you know, not doing anything out of the ordinary, and you've noticed that the guards are now back on that long hallway walk back down.
Okay. Let's go, but I'm going to give you the data spike because you can disappear. And we need
Big
to get
deal.
this to back to the rebellion.
Pocketed.
And let's go to the door. We're
All
gonna
right,
go
who's
back
going
to
to the
turbo
door?
lift. I'll open the door.
You're going out the door first?
No, I think Thuy.
Yeah, I'll
you
go out the door.
All right. So, you proceed. You open the door. You tell them that, you know, the coast is clear. You open the door, and you kind of look out. Nothing there. Are you going over the turbo lift?
Yes.
Okay.
You
so
guys
we'll
following
all,
him?
Yeah, we're all
Yep,
going
oh,
with the
for
turbo
sure.
lift.
All right.
Same
So
routine.
you guys get all over to the turbo lift, and as you get over to the turbo lift actually opens on you. And standing in front of you is your friend. You recognize him. Carrick.
Carrot?
In full security uniform.
Oh! Carrot, what?
And he's kind of looking puzzled at the three of you.
That's what we.
What a coincidence. I also have a security uniform on.
What a coincidence, you also have a security uniform on?
Yeah.
When did you
Those
acquire
parts.
said security uniform?
I've got the misdirect control that says the user may alter the perceived appearance of the chosen person instead of hiding it.
Okay, that is a challenge that his discipline should be able to potentially look at. It's not instantaneous.
If he's force sensitive, yeah. I mean, there's nothing on here that says that he would challenge, but if you want to challenge it.
Yeah, I think that makes the most sense. So, what is your because that increases your deception, does it not?
Not per se, no. It just says I change my perceived appearance.
You change your perceived appearance.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's,
so
it's just like going invisible. I just change my
then
clothes
I will upgrade
instead
I will upgrade his difficulty to his check then.
of... Okay. I'm also indistinguishable.
Okay. So
And I don't
with
look like
that,
a Nautilin.
So is this check based off of my discipline or off of...
his perception.
Okay.
All right. Actually, it would be his discipline. So let me just double check his numbers here, just to make sure I am right. Okay, nope. It makes it better in your favor.
Alright.
All right. So
Too
you
bad we don't get yellow dice.
definitely. Yeah. So he succeeds. but he does have a ton of threat.
Okay.
So you look at him and go, and he goes, Thuy, what are you doing here? Why are you here?
I'm looking for things. What are you doing here?
My job.
But you're already spying in this particular building?
Who said anything about spying? What are you doing here? And you can see his voice is quickly escalating. And it's, I don't care that you're in a uniform.
He's definitely not spying.
Roll a deception check.
Is that what you're trying to do?
I mean, I figure like he just gave away that he was spying. He was like, "I'm looking for things. What are you doing here?" He said, "I'm."
All right, I'm just trying to figure out where stranger things have come out of your mouth, sir.
I'm definitely no. I feel like I'm a kid. I feel like we're totally screwed. So yes, I'm making light of the situation.
So at that moment, the moment you start to make light of the situation, he goes and he draws his blaster out. So I would like everybody to roll initiative, please.
And what do you want us to roll?
That would be vigilance.
Vigilance.
You guys didn't plan this. So, what is everybody's vigilance?
1 and 1. Sam.
3 and 1.
That's a very good lubricant.
Just slide in.
That helps when you're going into the back door, you know?
It's also a good shower gel. Weird.
Jesus.
All right. So as he goes and he pulls his blaster, he at the same time he's pulling his blaster, he said, "I'd never wanted to do this," and he levels a quick shot directly off of
Is
Thuy.
more than 3?
Yes. Now, would anybody care? As we start this, would anybody care to roll a perception check?
Sure.
Absolutely.
And I would like for you to make this if you have knowledge warfare, you are more than welcome to use knowledge warfare versus perception.
Difficulty?
This is going to be a average difficulty.
I got 1 success.
3 success.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm trying to see. Or am I just standing like a
Thuy, I would like.
Fairly sure you're being shot.
I ultimately you would end up taking setbacks because you have a barrel pointed at you.
Yes.
So
Sweet
we're just going to
padded
assume for the moment that you fail this check,
No, I know.
rather than try and figure out more because we're running tight on time here. Now, do you have any defense?
He would if I got to go first.
Defense-wise, well, no.
Okay.
I do not. Bow defense with my padded armor. And these holes.
Would you like to upgrade his difficulty? You are in essentially engaged range with somebody who is using a blaster pistol.
Which means it already increases by 2.
Oh.
It's not increases by 2, it becomes 2.
You sure?
We're not using a blaster rifle, we're using a blaster pistol.
It increases by 1, yeah.
Let's do it.
You're right.
Do you want to increase his difficulty? Or upgrade his difficulty?
What if the best outcome for this?
I'm holding
Yeah.
off on y'all's perception checks until after this, or until this decision is made.
What's that rated?
Huh?
What's that rated?
All right. So with that, all right. So as you guys are kind of flanking Thuy here, right outside the turbo lift door, and you see him raise this blaster pistol, both of you immediately recognize this as a disruptor pistol. at point blank range at Dewey.
Oh.
Okay. The force is with Thuy. Because ultimately, so I ended up bumping a dice there. Ultimately, he is not successful.
Oh.
A shot goes just past over your shoulder. And you guys see basically where that impact takes place. Just a true hole appear directly through that wall, like it was just completely melted.
So is this a one-shot pistol, or is it like where he has to actually physically reload it?
It is where he has to physically reload it.
Okay. Well, that's a plus.
Can I go ahead and do my bellow on him? Since he
All right.
missed?
So you are now at a PC slot in this combat.
Yeah, I want to try to wrestle the pistol from his hands. We got 3 PC slots before he goes again, so yeah, I want to try to wrestle the pistol from his hands.
All right, so guys, you have to remember that there are nemesis rules.
Yes,
That do
he
allow
can get
them
2 turns,
multiple actions within a
Right.
turn phase.
Oh.
That's fine.
So,
Okay.
I don't know, either you yell or I take his gun away.
so basically, he has 2 initiative rolls.
Right.
You don't know where they fall. Right now, I have a PC slot that is up.
Oh. Do you really want to wrestle him?
I do. I want to try to take this gun away from him.
All right.
We'll see what happens.
Let's see what happens.
You don't have any. Do you have any brawn?
I don't.
All right.
Do you want me to?
But
try
I believe
to...
a grapple check is an athletics check.
That it is.
But it
So,
still requires brawn.
he is not using
I am not
all of his
using
brawn.
brawn.
Okay.
You're using the force. Indeed.
All right. So, I would like to upgrade you, sir.
What's the difficulty?
It's like any other melee difficulty.
Oh, okay.
Technically, it's going to be 2 purple.
Gotcha.
So now it's a red and a purple.
Why not? I'll go. Well, no, I'll leave the point for somebody else. That's probably gonna
Getting
succeed.
his gun away from him is pretty important.
I know.
Yeah.
But I already have 4 dice on 2.
Okay.
So that would be. I'm using dark side points.
When do you dark side out?
I don't.
Okay.
How many points?
We're gonna use 4. So I should be up to 11.
It depends on what if I gave you anything other for dark side.
Well, sure, but
stuff.
as far as my count, for you to keep my conflict count secret, it's weird. That'll be 1.
We haven't discussed
overall.
how we're going to operate
Yeah.
in conflict. That's the reason why I haven't brought it up within the stream.
One success overall,
You have 1 success. So
which means I do succeed.
you do succeed in grappling. So you kind of reach out and you grab a hold of the weapon from the side, because that's what you were really going for, is trying to grapple and get a hold of this
I
weapon.
was trying to take it out of his hand.
That's what what you had said.
I
Is
said
you're
I'm trying to
grapple.
I'm trying to wrestle the gun out of his hand.
That's what I assumed he was talking about.
Yeah,
Was
that's
get the gun
that's
out
what
of
I
his
like
hand.
literally said.
All right. So if that's, and I'm not
But
gonna,
wrestling is grappling.
that's kind of the thing is that's where you're at. You were successful in the grapple.
Gotcha.
So now it's kind of a tug of war to see if you can get the weapon away from him.
Gotcha.
That's the way I interpret that, because it's
Sure.
not
Yeah,
a
fine.
multi-action. It's you were successful in grabbing and holding what you've got. So he would struggle with this particular weapon if he were to try and do anything with it
Granted, yeah.
again.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right. So
Which means he can't reload it.
next up, I have a PC slot.
And he's wearing armor or just a uniform?
Oh, he's definitely wearing armor. He's wearing a full uniform.
Not on his
full
head. He recognized him immediately.
Yeah, but the helmet's a helmet.
Yeah.
Still considered head armor. But yes, go. What you guys want to do?
Shoot him in the head.
You gonna take a called shot and try and go for his head? Are you gonna use your maneuver in order to be able to pull out your weapon? I assume.
Yeah, I'm just gonna shoot him. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Please don't despair.
No kidding.
He is an adversary too. Let me spend experience.
Probably should have upgraded my check against him. He's adversary too.
Yeah, I didn't catch it in time, so it's fine. We'll be all right.
Okay.
We'll be all right. We'll just not retcon that because we've already gone down that road.
And it's close range, so it's only one?
If you're shooting with a blaster pistol, right? Or are you
Yes,
shooting with a
blaster
rifle?
pistol.
Okay,
two
so it's two.
engaged.
It's two because you upgrade or you increase the difficulty once because it's a pistol in short range.
I thought that was only
Engage range.
But I'm not in engage range.
You guys are right there within a meter of him.
Yeah, you were right. Unless you're going to back up.
Yeah, because he.
We were right.
But your
before the
maneuver
turbo
is
lift.
being
Yeah.
used in order to be able to pull
I
your
can
weapon.
take a strain, right, to back up.
Are you backing up to short? I'm trying. I want to be able to progress this. So where are we at? What,
Yeah, I'm
you're
gonna
backing
back
up to short. So then go ahead and take a strain. Obviously,
It'd be 2 strain.
you're 2 strain. Sorry, you're correct.
Now, how much strain did
Sorry,
we
our timer
recover
just went
in our
off.
day's rest?
All of it.
All of it? Okay, so 2 strain. A triumph.
Okay.
So 3 success and a triumph, and it's a heavy blaster pistol, so it does 7 damage.
Okay.
Um,
With 3 success on top of it, so you're doing 10 total.
yes.
All right. Now, what would you like to do with your triumph? Would you like to use it narratively, or would you like to trigger a function on your weapon, or crit, or?
I'm gonna have my triumph be where it knocks him back, causing him to lose his grip on the blaster on his disruptor pistol.
So you want him basically to fall backwards into the.
It disarms him.
It disarms him, so he is able to pull the disruptor pistol out of his hand.
Okay, so that is going to drop him to that. All right. I'm okay with that. So basically, what happens is he kind of stumbles backwards from the impact of the round and the shot, and he lets go of the disruptor pistol. Okay.
Okay.
Obviously, where you were at, it's like I don't want to nitpick here whether you were on
Probably
his
fall
hands or
back
the
a little bit,
weapons
yeah.
or whatnot. So you're kind of falling backwards a little bit off. So I would say, narratively speaking, you're potentially going to have a setback if you take an action because you're a little bit off balance here. This was
Kind
a
of like
little bit
when
shocking.
you're tugging and
Yeah.
someone lets go and all of a sudden you're
the
off
tug of war
balance.
rope routine,
Right.
right?
Okay.
So he does fall backwards. All right. Now we have one more PC slot.
Run towards. Is he in the turbo lift? Like,
He's right there at the edge of the turbo lift where he kind of stumbled backwards into it a little bit more.
Okay.
So you're still engaged to him unless you decide to move back from him.
Now, can I grab him and throw him out of there?
That would be a brawl check, and what I would say is you're not really going to be able to throw him a distance, but you could basically shove and move him around, which would cause him additional setbacks or problems for his upcoming checks.
Oh,
It increases difficulties.
And what does your roar do?
Let's say resilience, but
Deals
6
strain
damage. Yeah.
Or damage.
Stun damage, yeah. Yeah.
You guys are also there unprotected in that immediate range.
Yeah, rather than
Yeah.
blow your guys' ears out.
Yeah.
It's an area of effect weapon.
Well, I guess, yeah, I'm going to run. Try to get him out of there. Or try to wrestle him out.
So are you going to try and just grab him and wrestle him and throw him out? All right.
Yeah.
So I would like a brawl check from you, and this is going to be adversary 2. So you have 2 red difficulty.
Okay. Another red? Oh, I got And just throwing two greens, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any brawn?
I do not.
You have 3 brawn, though.
Oh,
So you get 3 greens.
Woo. So.
He's got an advantage.
Yeah, come on.
All right. So what would you like? I think your advantage is you can apply a setback to him because he's trying to physically fight back from you so that you couldn't manipulate him. So you're still somewhat accomplishing your goal, but you're not giving him an upgraded difficulty. You're just giving him a setback.
Okay.
All right. Now, as this takes place, he reaches behind and pulls out another blaster and fires off another shot. He quick draws. Okay? Now, at this time, simultaneously, you are seeing on your data pad alarms start ringing because of blaster fire inside.
Gotcha.
Doesn't matter what the cameras are showing. Weapons alarms are starting to go
I
off.
know, I figured that. But I figured I needed to take care of him immediately. I've got an idea for that.
So he is going to have the setback. Now, you are still engaged to him, so
No.
he has to take the difficulty. Would you like to upgrade his difficulty with the last pip again?
I'll save that point for these fellows.
Okay. All right.
God, he's got a
I am upgrading.
ton load of dice.
Hey, we have 2 light side points. That's a good thing, right?
Yeah. Right? Right?
All right, Dewey.
Am I a slippery son of a gun?
So, here is the outcome of what has just taken place. You are struck by this disruptor blast.
It's another disruptor?
Yes, it is.
This man's packing.
Where there's one, there's usually 2, and it's because they're single shots. You got to think it's usually a dual wield single shot, just kind of routine, and they're almost treated like throwaways at that point because you want to go and get another weapon out instead of reload. So unfortunately, that is kind of the way that it goes. Nobody really decided to look and see if there was a separate weapon or
There's not
not.
enough time. What
I
happens
get
on
it.
the blaster shot?
All right, so Thuy, you are hit, and you are hit almost right here on the chest and on the side. Now, what is your soak?
Soak, I'm sorry.
3.
3, yeah.
You take 12 points of damage beyond soak.
Yeah.
Where are you at?
From that?
-1.
Yeah, -1, yeah.
Thuy. Now, here's the interesting part. As you get hit by this devastating blast, I'm not going to narratively describe it until after we roll. You have taken what would account as whatever the crit is off of that particular weapon because of the fact that you've gone below your health threshold. So, depending on what these dice say, we could have some very interesting outcomes. Would you like to roll your chances?
Yeah, let's do it.
21, that's good. Usually
All right.
The lower the number, the better.
Okay, so with this, all right, you have taken a hit that ultimately it's still kind of a glancing blow, but it's enough that you are thrown backwards, and ultimately because you've dropped below 0, you're going to go unconscious here,
Yeah.
right? But as you are thrown backwards, you hit your head against that wall and you kind of crumple to the floor just behind you. It's kind of like this stammering fallback effect, and you just crumple to the floor.
Jeez. Well then.
Now, any higher than that, and what really would have happened is you probably would have lost wherever it made contact. So you're lucky that you rolled very low here.
Yeah. But now I'm unconscious.
But now you are unconscious. We are now back up at the top of the turn. Guess who's on first?
Oh, me?
No.
No, he does.
Yeah.
He goes first.
and
Oh,
last.
jeez.
All right. So with this, obviously, he has no other ammo within that particular weapon. As a GM, I'm going to leave this to light side says he reloads with his action, or with his maneuver. And dark side says that he just drops the weapon and does some different action entirely. So I'm leaving this one to chance. So he chooses to just chunk that weapon down on the ground. And he pulls out a vibro knife. And now he's squaring up with the closest person to him, which is you.
No,
I
that's
moved,
me for
that's
sure.
because I moved out to short range.
You
remember?
did move out to
He
short
was
range.
back,
I do remember that. That is correct. So you kind of just stammered back about a foot or two, right? When you kind of got the release. All right. So he is going to take a swing at you with this vibro knife.
Okay.
Do you have any melee defense?
Nope.
All right. Now, fortunately for you, I will say this. His melee isn't near as good as his blaster ability. Okay. Would you like to upgrade his difficulty?
Yes, and narratively, I know we normally don't do this with Destiny points, but narratively I want to say something to do it.
Okay.
Before he rolls. Can I ask him briefly, you're his friend? Or you were?
So, yeah, I can see how you're trying to unhinge him with the statement,
No,
right?
I'm not trying to unhinge. I'm asking him genuinely. Like, as he's squaring up, you're Thui's friend?
We're all friends and we're all enemies is the reply that you get.
Before you strike me. Finish him so you can say you did your job and let us go. We can't carry him anyway.
I would like, honestly, jeez. I'm going to give you and I'm going to flip the dark side point for you to be able to interject there. I would like for you to give me basically a coercion check to be able to force that action.
Coercion is not totally my strong suit. But
well, I understand that, but that's really what it is. I mean, you're doing an influence.
What's my difficulty?
Against his... Alright. Willpower. So you are going to have 1 yellow, 1 green. Or 1 red, 1 purple.
I mean, I basically say, like, don't let the things that he stood for die with him.
Hey, Aaron just went dark, didn't he?
I know, man. Like,
Well, it's all those dark side points.
And I spend 2 light side points so that I have 2 successes on the roll. And nothing else.
So he kind of quickly glances back and forth between the two of you, and he basically goes... And I want to articulate it properly, but at the same time, I think you just kind of see him glance back and forth between the two of you, and he does shift his target down, and he just strikes for right underneath the throat.
And I just kind of like in almost like a silent scene, music still plays. I point Merengue into the lift.
You don't have to point me anywhere.
He's already in, and I point up like, let's go to the speeders. We're not getting out in the bottom floor.
So,
and you're hearing people running down the hallways at this point.
Like it's like a slow-mo, like, let's go.
So
and people
my movement is to run into the lift.
And as you guys are running into the lift, and I'll let you narrate the rest of what you're doing, whenever those doors start to close, all you're seeing at that point is blood pooling out of Thui's neck. And this Carrick looks up at both of you as that door closes.
We will meet again. And I'm going to use.
And I point the disruptor pistol at him as the door closes.
He's not intimidated.
No, I know. No, I know. But I'm like doing it as like this is not the last time we're going to fight.
And I take my data pad and I'm sending an emergency code to the front door saying personnel needed at the front door.
Nice.
Okay.
And our speeder blasts off.
So I'll say that as you guys come and you crest to the top of the building, you know, there are no security personnel that are sitting up there. However, the fire alarms and everything else are going off. Security personnel, obviously on the second floor where you were at, are still trying to swarm where you would have been at. You're seeing that on the live cameras at that point.
And I locked the doors too. The lift. I locked down the lift.
And you've locked down everything that's sitting there behind. And as you climb onto an available speeder, which is nothing more than an air speeder.
Yeah.
It's kind of a generic kind of taxi-style air speeder.
Yeah.
You guys kind of lift off and immediately head off into the night. And as you're lifting off, again, you'll hear other sirens, but you're hearing things from the ground levels as well. And you're seeing lights just start popping up towards the sky, illuminating everything, and they catch onto the speeder. And that is where we're going to end our session.
Jeez,
and we are going to say a long farewell to Mr. Thui.
But
For those of you that are on the stream, Saul has a real life conflict with work, and he will be leaving the game for the time being. And we wanted to see something that would be a befitting end.
give him a
to
solid
Mr.
Corellian
Pooh.
send off, as it were.
That's right.
And we couldn't think of anything that would be more Star Wars than your best friend spy who helped you train shoot you with a disruptor pistol.
And then cut your throat.
But the spy still has like a heart for rebellion in some weird way.
We don't know that yet. We haven't established that yet.
Who's to say?
No, but like, if he didn't, he would have attacked me. He would have just said, "No, F it, I can beat these two guys." So anyway, that's a different story.
We'll argue semantics
Yeah.
at a later date because guess what? I'm the one who's in the brain of the
Well, that's
of
true.
Carrick.
Yes, absolutely.
So, with that said, guys, we appreciate you sticking around, and for all of you that are still here, and maybe you haven't liked or subscribed to the channel, please hit the button, like, subscribe,
Gosh,
leave us a
today was
comment,
such a
do
great
everything that you possibly can to help our little channel grow.
Press the
That
count.
is what we were doing. Right now, all of those things help push us up the ratings.
Or
So,
we'll send the
And
ghost
next
of
time on
Phooey.
Tony's
Yeah.
Cupcakes.
Yes.
yes,
Keep
we're
on
going to chase
adventuring.
Tony.
We may even post the recipe for Tony's cupcakes.
Keep on
to say?
adventuring, guys.
Bye.